Hey guys, so today I have my Maddie's pad that I've had for 9+ years at this point. Well, so I bought it when I bought my horse 9 years ago, but I bought it used from somebody who bought it brand new. So they had probably used it a couple years prior to me purchasing it. So I'd say this is probably going on like 15 years old. It's never been washed, and I know it's never been cared for in terms of cleaning or maintenance. So it did come with a Maddie's wash. Sorry, that is my printer. Yeah, so it did come with a Maddie's wash. It's something that's meant for washing the actual wool, because this is sheep wool. So it is a hide. So if you were to just launder this normally with your regular laundry detergent, it could damage your wool. So you do want to be careful. If you don't have a Maddie's approved or Maddie's produced, I should say, laundry detergent for your pads, no big deal. There are some that you can get online. I found one on Amazon from another woman. I looked up a video on how to wash and care for my pad, and I'll have to double check what the name of it was because I can't remember, but you want to look up sheepskin laundry detergent. That way you're using something that's going to enrich the oils back into the hide instead of strip them completely, because you will ruin your pad. Maybe not the first time, but definitely multiple washes with something that's not approved for caring for wool. You're going to ruin it. You're going to end up with spots that are breaking, and you're going to get holes in your pad, which you definitely don't want, because these pads are so great. But as soon as you start seeing those holes from the damaged hide and whatnot completely coming out, and you got clumps missing, it's not really helping your horse, because then you're going to create, pressure points and spots that are inconsistent pressure. So you definitely want to avoid that if you can. And given the price of these pads, especially this one, shimmable, rear trim, things like that, we want to take care of this because they are expensive. So I'm going to go through how to brush out your pad. So I'm not going to wash it in this video. I'm going to do that in a separate video, but you can actually, from a video that I watched from Maddie's directly, you can use a slicker brush to brush out your wool and rejuvenate the wool. It also helps clean it, pull out any debris, any hair. I mean, if you look, this has a little bit of hay there. I've got hair all in the back from my horse, hair all through it. I mean, I have a paint, so he's white and black, so not all of the hair can be seen, but the white hair is for sure. Yeah, so you can use the slicker brush to pull out all the hair and debris in here. They recommend this for like maintenance, so probably when you're seeing it start to get kind of gunked up with hair. It also gets your pad like nice and fluffy again. I did this with a white Maddie's pad that I have and a Maddie's show pad that I have. I don't have them in the room with me, but I could probably insert a picture of what they looked like before and after. And my mind was totally blown by the difference, because they were matted and impacted a little bit. And I didn't realize that you could brush these, so it was a little bit of a life changer situation for me. So I thought I would share you this tip and show you the difference of what it's going to look like. So this is the before. Still tons of padding, super dense. This Maddie's pad is in incredible shape, so I'm really lucky. But you can look at it. It's just kind of a little bit matted, definitely needing a little bit spruced up. Over here, it's matted from where the saddle sits on it and kind of rubs when I'm riding. But we're gonna totally take care of that today. So sit tight and let's check out the after here after I get it brushed. So this is what the brush looks like for those of you that want to know. This I got from Tractor Supply. You can get it at probably any like farm and home type of store. The thing that's great with this is actually meant for like show sheep and show cattle. So it is meant for sheep wool, which is kind of nice. They do make these like for dense coated like cat and dogs as well to help brush them. But this one is specifically for sheep and cows. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna get that one. But the thing that's pretty neat about this one is it's got this little mechanism on the back, which I'll show you comes in great handy because as you're brushing it out, there will be some pull out, but it's no big deal. I mean, sheep wool is dense, so don't get scared if you're brushing and you're seeing some wool from your pad. It is no big deal. Again, I know we spend a lot of money on these things, so it makes us nervous, but promise me or trust me, it's going to be fine. Where you do run into that issue where it might be a problem is if your hide is like messed up underneath. If you have a pad that the integrity of the hide is bad, unfortunately you might see a hole, and that sucks and it breaks your heart when you watch it happen, but that's just from it not being cared for properly. So hopefully you don't have that situation, but if you do, just be gentle, you know, kind of hold the material down and brush lightly to kind of puff it back up a little bit and see what you can do. But once you have a hole there, if the hide's coming off, that's a whole other situation entirely. But hopefully you don't run into that, and we're gonna get into this. Okay, so just so you can see, I just did the front here, and look at how much more fluffy this is and clean. I do want to mention, like, being careful. See, like, this little area here, just be gentle when you're brushing this out, just in case. I mean, you do want to be careful. I mean, my pad's in great shape, so I can probably get pretty rough on it and it probably won't be a problem, but be gentle on the areas that seem a little bit like thinner. But just in that section, look at this. Look at the filth that was on there, all that hair. And like I said, this is a 15-year-old pad that I know has never been brushed. I know the person personally that I bought this from, and I know they didn't wash it and they didn't brush it. I mean, after that, I didn't brush it either because I had no idea until recently, until I watched the Maddie's Care video. So this is just from this front trim here, the fallout. This is the most exciting part. So you push this and you grab it. Check that out. Look at that. Oh, so satisfying. But yeah, I mean, a lot of hair. That's a lot of hair that was in there, buried. So I'm gonna go back, do the rest of the pad. It does take a little bit, of course, you want to take your time. But yeah, we'll continue to brush through it. I'll stop halfway and show you the difference between the one side that's brushed versus the one side that's not, because you'll be able to see quite a difference. But this is so satisfying, and people love doing satisfying things. And you have a Maddie's pad that needs a little TLC, buy this brush and brush it out, and you're going to be so satisfied with the result. Okay, so now that I have both sides brushed out, look at the difference here. It's not perfect. I mean, this side is the dirty side. This side is the freshly brushed side. It's way less hair on it, if you can look. That's the non-brush side. This is the brush side. Look at how dense. If you can see that, how dense this wool is, and nice and fluffy again. Like, look at the rear trim. Nice and fluffy. This spot's not matted anymore. Oh, look at that. And then look at this. Hairy, squished down. I mean, you can see just the difference in the thickness there. Like, look at that along the spine. I don't know if that makes a difference to you guys, but it's quite thick. I mean, look at that. I mean, it was squishy before, but it's just like, this is like brand new. It's freaking insane. It's insane. And all I did was brush it. And not much fallout. Let's see. I have a little bit there in this now, but I did pull out some. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, like I said, this pad is like 15 years old. And this is all we get. I mean, think about it. We shed, right? I mean, our hair falls out. This is a hide, so you're bound to lose some, but this really isn't that bad after 15 years of use and, you know, taking great care of it, and so did the other person that owned it. But I mean, it's been well loved, you know, and this is all that's come out so far. That's really not bad. And most of it is hair from my horse. Not all of this is wool. A lot of that is horsehair. So get yourself a slicker brush out your Maddie's pad, and you're gonna feel so satisfied with the results. Seriously, I'm not kidding. But I can do a little bit for you here while it's not sped up, just so you can see it and hear it and whatever. Take your time. I mean, I haven't been doing it for this too long, but like, these are expensive. So if you gotta go slow at first, that's fine. I understand the fear of running a wired brush over your $300+ Shameable Maddie's pad. So take your time, get comfortable with it, and then you can get a little bit like rough on it. You don't have to be super gentle. As long as the integrity of your hide is good, this ain't moving. It's not budging. It's not going to wreck it. This is meant for a live sheep. There's no reason you can't use it on a dead sheep here. I'm sorry for that terminology if that was a little insensitive, but it's true. So yeah, look at this. Look at the difference. Look at how thick that is. Look at that. And now look at this. Flat as a pancake, right? Now remember that and watch. Just with a little bit of brushing here. Look at this. Do you see that spot coming up? It's freaking insane. Do you see that? Look at the difference just in one couple little strokes. This back area is really dirty, so this is going to be this will definitely get out the dirt and the hair. Look at that already. Oh, still matted and hairy. And that's just a little bit of brushing. It's not perfect. We still need to brush, but oh, amazing. Being careful on this rear trim. Being gentle here, I feel like, more than rough, until you get comfortable with it. Because this is like a smaller area of hide, so. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush. Enjoy the instant gratification that it is to brush out your Maddie's pad. And I am now covered in hair. I mean, you might want to do this outside. This might be better for an outdoors project. And this still could use to be washed. There's loose hairs all over, really. And I think brushing this out first and then putting it in the wash loosens up the fibers of the wool. So it'll probably help get some of these extra hairs that are like buried deep down in the wool out. Because I'd be sitting here brushing all day to get some of these, all this hair out. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but if you brush it first and you wash it, I mean, I'm sure this pad will come looking brand new, which when you pay the money you do for these pads and you can revive them to look brand new, that's when you know you've bought a quality product. I mean, not sponsored over here, but if Maddie has wanted to sponsor me, worth it. These things are worth the price. I know it's scary. The upfront cost is like a lot of money for a pad that goes under your saddle and on top of your other pad, but your horse's back will thank you. If your saddle needs a little lift in the back, if it's a little wide in the shoulder, I mean, these pads are amazing what they can do. Now, I had my fitter come out and I needed a little bit of rise in my the back of my saddle because it was a little low in the seat, but I mean, I didn't have to completely buy a new saddle because I have a Maddie's pad. And the other thing too, like high impact sports, jumpers, cross country, you know, things like that. It'd be nice to have the extra cushion. So you don't need to have a shimmable one if you want just a little bit of extra impact protection to your horse's back. These are nice. I mean, a foam pad is great, a gel pad is great, but this gives you a lot of options. So if you have more than one horse or you're in a lesson program, running a lesson program, I should say, these Maddie's pads being super adjustable because they are shimmable. I mean, you've got pockets here and you put your shims in. They just are so amazing. So if you're on the fence about buying one, buy one. For real. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm not being super light here. I've done several of these pads already, so I'm not as hesitant as I was the first time, and I know the leather on here, the hide on here is good, so I'm not scared to like really brush this bad boy. brush your finger because this is wire, so that hurt a little bit. This area gets pretty impacted. This is kind of what goes over the top of your horse's scapula a bit there. It's going to be on their shoulder. So that is insane. I freaking love. If somebody has a Maddie's pad they want brushed out and they don't want to do it, send it my way because this is like so rewarding. There's so much of my horse's hair here. This could definitely benefit from a washing, but later video to come. My floor is covered in hair too, so yeah, lay something down or do this on a table or out in the barn or on your back porch, anywhere but your office carpet probably. All right, so I think this is probably as good as you're gonna get it. I don't want to bore you with me just brushing this out for eons, but I will show you here in a second the difference. It is quite the difference. Okay, here we are, grand review. Look at that. It is so squishy right now. So puffed up and squishy. Like, look at that. You can't feel it, but it is soft. Just like it was brand new. And if it got washed, it'd be even better. So don't let me stop you there at the brushing stage, but if you don't have the right stuff and you want to order it while you're waiting, get yourself a slicker brush, or if you have like a collie or a very fluffy cat that you already have one of these for, pull it out, multi-purpose. Look at that. Oh, all that hair. Amazing. Amazing. So yeah, I don't know if you can really see the difference. Hopefully you can, but it is so puffy, totally revived. Look at that. Just like holding it like this, folded, you can feel the thickness too. Like, it might be weird to explain since you can't feel it, but it's like way denser. Since the pad is now like twice the thickness that it was since it was matted down. I don't know if you can see that. But like, look at this. Look at that. Look how thick that is up here. It's nice and thick. The other side's just as thick. It's nice and fluffed up. My horse is gonna have extra cushion. He's gonna be thrilled. His back's gonna feel great. And he's gonna be a happy boy. Yeah, so self-cleaning slicker brush, volumizing groom tool for cattle's legs, wool on lambs for added dimension. Yeah, quick and easy, cleans hair from brush with the push of a button. So guys, I just wanted to insert my other pads that I did. This one is a show pad that I bought used off of Facebook Marketplace, and it is dirty, dirty. Here is the after I brushed it out. It looks amazing. It felt super soft, but unfortunately there's a hole. So this one may need to go down the road eventually as the integrity is kind of bad. This is my half pad. Right here is a side-by-side shot of one side brush, one side not. So you can kind of see that, which is pretty cool. And the next picture here is completely brushed. I thought it turned out really amazing. Again, these could definitely benefit from being washed and they would look even better. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll do a washing video, and thank you guys so much for sticking around if you've listened through this entirely too long of a video. Thank you. And if you like this and want to see more of it, put a comment on what you'd like to see and I'll see what I can do about making another video. Thanks.